Your dog licks you? This is what it really means. Your dog just licked your hand for the 14th time today, and you called it a kiss. Animal behaviorists would tell you that's only true about half the time. Welcome back to K9 Mind. If you've ever wondered what's actually happening when your dog licks you, subscribe now, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at that kiss the same way again. 8 real reasons dogs lick you, backed by actual behavioral science, and one of them means something is wrong. Let's start with the oldest one, the one written into your dog's brain before their eyes ever opened. 1. It started before your dog could see you. In the first hours of a puppy's life, the mother licks constantly. Not out of habit, out of necessity. That licking stimulates breathing, gets circulation moving, and cleans the newborn. It is the very first thing a puppy ever feels, and the brain wires it to one meaning. I am safe. I am cared for. I am loved. That circuit never gets deleted. It just changes address. You became the mother figure the moment your dog attached to you, so licking you is not a random habit. It's the oldest sentence in their vocabulary, and it only ever means one thing. 2. They're not kissing you, they're reading you. Human skin is covered in a thin film of salt, oils, and sweat, and that film is not neutral. It carries traces of what you ate, how hard you worked out, and how stressed you were an hour ago. A dog's nose and tongue work together as one sensing system, and in 2022, researchers at Queen's University Belfast confirmed that dogs can pick out the chemical signature of human stress in samples of sweat and breath with startling accuracy. When your dog licks your hand after a rough day, they're not just being affectionate. They are running a chemical scan on you, and what they find changes how they act around you for the rest of the evening. It's why a stressed owner so often comes home to a clingier dog, not a coincidence, a response. 3. It's an apology your dog inherited from wolves. Watch wild canines interacting, and you'll see lower-ranking wolves lick the mouths of higher-ranking ones. It is not weakness, it is diplomacy. It signals, I am not a threat, I respect you, we are fine. Domestic dogs carry the exact same instinct, and you are the one they perform it on. That lick when you walk through the door, when you've been away, when your voice was sharp minutes ago, that's a peace offering. It's your dog closing the distance before any tension has a chance to grow, resetting the relationship before either of you has to say a word. 4. Sometimes it's simpler than any of that. It works. Dogs are relentless pattern trackers. If a lick on your hand once got you to look up from your phone, laugh, or hand over a treat, your dog logged that result permanently. This is basic learning, the same mechanism behind every trick you've ever taught them. Except this time, you taught it by accident. The behavior isn't deep. It's a button, and your dog has already learned exactly what happens when they press it. Try ignoring the lick completely for a week and watch how quickly the frequency drops. That alone tells you how much of it was ever really about affection. We're only 4 in, and reason 6 is the one your vet actually gets asked about the most. Stay with us. 5. Where they lick matters as much as why. A lick aimed at your face targets the same high scent zones dogs use to identify each other: your breath, your mouth, the residue of whatever you last ate. A lick aimed at your hands is about contact and salt. A lick aimed at a wound or a scrape isn't sentimental, it's ancestral. Saliva contains mild antibacterial compounds, and wild canines have licked injuries for that reason for longer than dogs have been domesticated. Your dog isn't performing first aid with any real medical understanding. They're running instinct, but the instinct isn't wrong. 6. Occasionally, it's an early warning system. This sounds far-fetched until you look at the research. Dogs have been trained by canine health researchers to detect drops in human blood sugar, and separate studies out of Penn Vet have shown dogs can identify markers of certain cancers by scent alone. Their sense of smell is sharp enough to pick up chemical changes in a mole, a wound, or a patch of unusual skin that you can't see or feel yet. If your dog is fixated on licking one specific spot on your body over and over with no interest in playing there, that focus is not random. It is worth a second look, not panic, just attention. 7. Sometimes the lick isn't about you at all. Licking releases small amounts of endorphins in a dog's own brain, the same natural chemicals responsible for a runner's high. That means licking can be self-soothing, a behavior your dog performs to calm their own nervous system, not to communicate with you. A dog left alone too long, a dog going through a stressful change, a dog who never learned to settle without a person nearby, can turn licking into a coping mechanism. Watch the pattern. Calm, occasional licking during a cuddle is bonding. Repetitive, almost trance-like licking of your skin, your furniture, or their own paws is a stress signal asking for help, not affection asking for more. 8. And this is where it becomes something you actually need to watch for. There is a real medical condition called acral lick dermatitis, where a dog licks one area, usually a leg or paw, so obsessively that they wear away the fur and the skin underneath. It starts exactly like the harmless version. A little extra licking, nothing alarming. Left unaddressed, it becomes a self-inflicted wound that requires real veterinary treatment, sometimes even medication to break the compulsive loop. The line between an affectionate habit and a compulsive disorder isn't about how much your dog loves you. It's about frequency and whether the behavior is escalating instead of settling. So, how do you actually tell the difference? Ask 3 questions. Does the licking stop on its own within a minute or two? Is it aimed at people or only ever at one spot on their own body? Does your dog seem relaxed afterward or more agitated? A quick greeting lick that fades into a calm dog curling up beside you is affection doing exactly what it evolved to do. A lick that repeats for 10, 20, 30 minutes, aimed at the same patch of skin, with no sign of settling down, is your dog telling you something is wrong in the only language available to them. And that brings us back to where we started. That lick on your hand tonight, the one you called a kiss without thinking twice about it, really is an inherited survival behavior. A chemical scanner, a peace treaty, a learned trick, a possible warning sign, or a request for comfort. Sometimes several of those layered into a single motion of the tongue. Your dog has exactly one tool for saying almost everything they feel, and they use it on you because you are still, after everything, the safest thing in their world. If this changed the way you look at your dog, hit subscribe. K9 Mind puts out a new one of these every week, and drop a comment telling us what your dog does the second you walk through the door. We read every single one.